Good morning, guys. Good morning. How y'all doing? This Darryl with Lee's Lawn Care Services. How y'all doing on this Monday morning? Thanksgiving is Thursday, guys. So I know y'all getting those calls like I am, man. I got 26 yards I got to do this week, and I got to get most of them done before Thursday. So I'm out and about doing what I got to do. How you guys are making out? Like I said, I'm sure y'all getting those calls too. It's a beautiful day today. The sun's out. Water's looking calm today. So yeah, man, I'm heading out, get some work done, and do some things, get some things taken care of, you know. Oh, it's something I want to talk about. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. You guys ever had a customer, as long as you are doing things for them in their favor and you know, monitoring things and doing all kind of stuff, miscellaneous stuff that you need to do, you know, they're fine with that. But the minute something happens, they kind of turn their back on you. Well, I had one particular customer do that. I was taking care of some properties for them, and in the process of doing that, a piece that's when my machine broke, cutting the lot. So cutting the lot, the stalky grass I told you guys got up underneath of there. Didn't do nothing to the deck belt, but it got up underneath of there in a way to it got to the training belt. You know, the training belt don't spin as fast as the deck belt does. And it got caught in there and caused all kind of problems, compromised some stuff, and the belt wound up popping. So I got to go take it back out there and get it done. So I know what I'm looking at to do that. So what happened when that happened? They decided to drop me. They went with another company, and I was okay with that, you know. But it sucked that, you know, the work I did for them, they just did that to me. And I was like, okay, well, you know, it's business, I understand. So the other part of the equation is the properties that I had. I only had keys for one. The other one I didn't have a key for because they took that key earlier that year. So when I went by there to try and get in, I couldn't get in. I had to cut the lock and all that stuff. I don't know if I did a video on that. I think I did. I'm not sure. I had to cut the lock with my grinder to get in there. I got a battery powered grinder. Went over there, cut the lock, got in there, and started cutting it. And that's how my machine broke. But my machine didn't break the first time because I cut it in stayed in parts. Like I cut a portion of it, and then I went back the second time and I cut a good portion of it. And that's when that happened. But yeah, man, it was kind of weird, but totally cool with it. You know, I felt some kind of way about it, but then you pray about it and then you move forward. You know, and that's kind of what I did. Now, the first property, I went in there and I did that. I didn't have too many issues. What it was that the grass grew up and I wasn't getting payment from them like regularly like I was supposed to, but I'm not gonna make that as an excuse. But I prioritize my stuff, and the people that I'm getting my prompt payments from are the ones I'm going to go to first. It's just X's and O's. So, and then when you reach out to them, they had a story, you know, hey, that's too high, and you know, all these other different things. So in my back of my mind, okay, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I should have, in my opinion, should have dropped them right after I did the other jobs for them, but I kept them because I figured it would be good. But then, you know, it didn't turn out so good. But it's fine because, you know, you learn, you live and you learn. Now I've learned from a lot of different experiences, but this was one where I learned a lot from this experience, because every experience that you have, you learn from it. You know what not to do the next time. And I knew not to do this the way I did it, but I did it because I felt compelled to do that because the people are living out of town. And so I will tell you this, like, some of the properties were overgrown pretty good because I didn't get to them like I was supposed to, but they wasn't paying like they were supposed to. So my rule of thumb is like, okay, well, you know, if I'm not getting payment to come in there and do what I need to do, then I'm not going to show up. You know, 9 times out of 10, just not going to show up. You know, and then when I talked to them about the stuff, they was like, oh, you know, they had a different story, you know, so to speak. So I'm kind of glad it worked out that way because, you know, God see all things. You know, He knows what's best for all of us. So it kind of worked out in my favor. That way I can continue to focus on the things that I need to focus on. You know, I still got a lot of other stuff going on that I need to deal with, and that was a big project, and I'm glad that big project got taken off the books. I'm happy about that. So I got the invoices and all I got to mail out so they can send me the payments for the stuff that was already done. And then I got some material I got to drop off at one of their properties. I'm just gonna drop it off and leave it there and take a picture, and so that way they know, hey, it's there. Do whatever or whatever. So, you know, and that's just business. So what I'm saying, guys, you know, you build the bond with your customers. That's good, but then some customers you got to know, have a feel for how deep that bond is and how deep that bond really goes. And so what it was, like I say, for me, this person, I picked this person up last year, did some work for him, and I did some work for him this year as well, you know, which is fine. And what happened when they sold those properties, they got that money, so it was fine about paying and doing all that stuff. So like I tell you guys, and maybe they're just, I don't think they were stingy. I just think that they kind of spent a lot of the money that they got. So they was able to sell about 3 or 4 of those properties, which total up to, if I had to guess, about maybe $600,000-$700,000, right around in there. And they had to split it up between the 4 of them. So they all got pretty good sizes out of it. But the problem was, if you have that money and you don't spend it correctly or use it correctly, the money will get away from you. And that's what people don't understand. Like, if you don't manage it properly, it will get away from you. I don't care what denomination it is, it will. And I think that's kind of what happened a little bit, because, you know, toward the end of it, it was like it was stuff that needed to be taken care of, and it was really, really kind of dragging their feet on it, you know. So, like I said, God sees everything. So it worked out. I guess it just worked out good for the best of us, for both of us, because they got another company to come in there and do some things, which is awesome by all means. And what it is, I know my prices. I know where my prices need to be, and I know that this other company is going to charge them way more. I was doing more, I wouldn't say a favor, but I was more lenient because, you know, of the circumstances. You know, they were out of town, and I didn't want to abuse the people when it came to price, because I had shopped around for other companies for them as well for some other things, and it was straight up like no holds barred, taking a certain amount of money, and it wasn't taking no less. And they were like screaming about that. Oh, it's too high, yada yada, you know. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, when you want certain things done, I mean, this is what it's going to be. And then we had a removal job that we did over at one of the properties, and I had my construction company, the one I do the service for. They went in there and they did the job, and they really gave her a deal. Now they charged her about, I would say, probably about 10 grand to remove a ton of stuff. And what it was, they only had to pay 6 which is what they wanted to pay anyway. But then they got the other 4 came with the scrap metal because there were metal dumpsters brought in to pick up all the metal that they had, because they had a ton of it, and it was about right around $4,000 worth of metal. So it was about 10 total for the removal of everything, which they did. They took everything out, got everything out of there, and there was some stuff left, but it was stuff that was left that they wanted to stay. So that's kind of how that went. But any other company would have came in there, it'd have been 25, 30 grand easy before they even put their hands on anything. So that I knew, and I knew that, you know, and the company really did it because I asked the owners to go over there and take care of it, and they did, you know, and they went there, they did it, and they made a little money off of it. But it was the type of job where they went through their company to do it, but it was the way they did it was they did it, the owners did it, not the employees that they had working for them. They did the work themselves. They had the employees working the other jobs while they went over there, and they specifically took care of it themselves. So, you know, and that was pretty cool, because had they used their employees, they would have charged them more, and there was no way around that, you know. So him and his dad went over there and they took care of everything, and, you know, got everything all cleaned out, and they got paid and they were out of there. So, and they only did it on the strength of me, because I was the one that was that kind of facilitated the deal, you know. And it would have, like I said, it would have been more had they had this other guy I had, he 25 right off the back, you know, he wasn't budging, you know. I'm like, okay, well, and I went to my owners, and they were like, okay, well, we could do it. I said, well, she only wants to pay about 6, and whatever you can get off the scrap after you turn the scrap in, you can get that. And they got that, and that was like 4, so they got 10 out of it. But when I'm saying all that to say this, you know, I did a favor for some people who I thought, you know, would have been more reasonable, but come to find out, you know, as soon as something happens, you're out of there. And that's what happened. So something happened, you're out of there. So my machine broke, and I was out of there. I was like, okay, well, your machine broke, good, we'll just go get somebody else. I'm like, okay. And like I said, I drew up the invoices. I got it right there. I'm about to mail them out. I'm going to mail them out later on today. But you know, it kind of hurt me a little bit, but then I prayed about it, and God said, man, don't worry about that. Go move on. You know, don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about it. So not only that, I got one of my cards, unlimited cards for the business. So, and it's a 0% interest for a whole year, and it's an unlimited amount that you can spend. But the thing is, you have to pay that off by the end of the year, or you're gonna get that interest, and that interest ain't nothing nice. I looked at it, it's like 25%. I'm not about to put myself in a bind where I can't get something and have it paid off by the end of the year. So that's something else. And also on the personal side too, I got a personal card too, and it's 7 months 0%. You know, no interest, no annual fee, none of that stuff. And so I got that, which I may not even use that like that. I may barely just use it every now and then to keep it open or whatever, and that's about it. So those 2 cards I got, man. So, you know, hey, God is good, man. He's an amazing God, you know. And so I'm loving that, you know. Like I said, they say 7 to 10 days on both cards they'll send them, so I'll have those. But that's just cool, man. A 0% interest for a whole year, you know. And I mean, you can go buy a piece of equipment and just pay on it until you pay it off before the year is out, and then you don't have to get hit with that interest. And then my personal card is the same way. It's not unlimited though. I do have a limit on that, but my business card is unlimited. You can go buy a truck with that thing, and as long as you pay it off within the year, you know, you don't get any interest. But if you don't, you're gonna pay that 25, that variable interest rate. They say the highest it'll get us up to 25%. So, but still, I don't want to be in that boat. So that's my little story, guys. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, man. I got to go get that turkey today. Today is Monday, so getting ready for Thanksgiving. The wife was talking about perhaps not getting a turkey, but I'm not. I need a turkey. I need a turkey. I need some dinner rolls. Need some stuffing. I and all the trimmings that go with it. You know, because Thanksgiving is a day that I've come to really, really enjoy when it comes to eating. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.